within the next 5 to 7 years, they are facing extinction. Tar, I'm gonna need a small favor from this group right here. If you could just go to the bench behind you. Thank you. You're fine.
Good.
It's like 7 a.m. This is day 3. Kids are sleeping really well. Everyone slept really well, I guess, except for me. I just have to get up all night. Well, no, I had to get up like in the middle of the night and pee. Today we're gonna eat some bacon and eggs, I think, with potatoes. I don't know if we have potatoes left.
We have potatoes.
I want to do morning s'mores, but they're gonna say no.
Who eats morning s'mores? Nobody.
It's okay. And
Hey.
then,
Hey. Comment down below if you guys prefer morning s'mores or the atmosphere of nighttime s'mores. You tell me.
well, it's so hot here that at nighttime you don't want to even put a fire on. So, like in the morning, it's nice and cool. That's what I'm thinking. It's like super hot every day. I'm not sure what else we're gonna be doing today, but we'll check it out. By the way, subscribe to our channel, like the video,
And hit the
and
notification bell.
bell. I forgot to say that in the other days. Oops. Coffee ready? Alright, mommy cut up all the veggies and potatoes, and now we're gonna get them all in the pan. Alright, boys, we're walking around digging stuff up, and now they're just sitting watching their Bible stories.
Vegetable tail.
We have our potatoes cooking, and everything else is cooked. The bell peppers, onions are cooked, the bacon's cooked, including the potatoes. We have some tomatoes sliced up, and then we make some eggs after. And here's our little buddy, the border collie. Hi.
Hi.
I wonder what your name is. Can I see your collar? No, we don't have any food for you. Sorry.
I think you have a special diet according to.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, if he's a fish eater, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Day 3, and this is our breakfast today. Got bacon, eggs, tomatoes, potatoes, peppers and onion. And we're about to just eat and enjoy. And then we got some blackberries we got from the grocery outlet 2 minutes away up north. Jonas, turn around and eat, please. What are you doing? Jesse, eat the tomato in there. In your bib, Jesse, there's a tomato. All right. It's gonna be another hot day.
Good morning.
All right, we just finished eating our breakfast, and it's about 10:30 a.m. And right across the street, of like 1 minute away from our campground, is this kind of cat exhibit, like a zoo type of thing.
a cat exhibit too,
And it has a lot of big cats in there.
and animals.
And we're just trying to go and see it before it gets to another 100-degree weather. Right now, it's definitely not that.
To go back in their house.
Yeah, and then we gotta do it early in the morning so that we can catch the big cats before they go in for sleep or for just shelter out of the sun. But yeah, we're gonna go, I don't know what it's called. Oh, Great Cats World Park in Cave Junction, Oregon. And we're right here.
And so they have, I guess you could give yourself a guided tour, or you can actually get a guided tour. And so we're gonna see if a guided tour would be best. Hold on.
All right, so all right, so here's Great Cats World Park at Cave Junction, Oregon. There's a big sign right there. I don't know if you saw it right there. There's a sign.
It says be careful of the cats.
And then we're just gonna find some parking and go in.
To see some of the cats.
That's right.
See this.
Well, as I was saying, there is guided tours and I guess a self-guided tour, and the person that runs the RV campsite that we're at, he said that the guided tour is actually much more informative and fun. But I mean, we have 2 and 4-year-olds, so I don't know, it would be more for us rather than them. Well, maybe for Jonas, but we'll see. So we're gonna decide on that, and then we're gonna go check out the big cats, hopefully before they go inside and cool off. So
And it's 84 degrees right now. It's gonna be like 10 degrees hotter by the time we leave, I think.
yep.
So we gotta hurry up. All right.
Yes. Okay, let's do this.
You guys ready? Okay.
There we go. Okay, now let's do this.
We're greeted with this white peacock. So interesting. Ooh. We are here at the Great Cats World Park, Cave Junction, Oregon. We just finished breakfast. We're gonna check out these cool cats and then go back to our campsite. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. That's Geoffroy's cat. Hold on, Jonas. We're gonna get a tour guide today.
Oh, it looks like a indoor cat.
It's pacing back and forth like. Oh, there's another cat on the other side that it wants to kind of. It smells or something. I think. Alright, we are here. We're going to wait for our tour guide to start, and we're going to show you some of the cats here at Big Cats. By the way, if you've ever been to this park before and seen all the other cats, why don't you comment below and let us know when you did it and if it was fun or not.
So we just met the world's largest.
are you doing?
No, don't get up.
Mommy, he's coming.
So imagine you had a high fever today. Now tack on several 100 pounds and a fur coat. Visibility is what we're striving for today. If they come up, even better, but I can't make any promises in this kind of heat. Before we get started, I am going to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we are all about. Home to over 50 cats representing 18 different species. And we do all kinds of things with our animals. Throughout the tour, you'll hear terms like ambassador cat. These are the animals we travel all over the country with. We do an educational and conservation program. Any type of venue who wants to learn about the cats, we can travel with them. Hi, baby. All of our cats, with just a few exceptions, have been hand raised, which means they are all leash trained. They are all crate trained, and we can handle many of them. And that's not just for the programs that we do, but for photography reasons. Even if you've never been here before, I guarantee you have met our cats through the photography alone. Can you step back, please, sir? Thank you. We supply 70% of the world's photography on big cats. They've graced covers of National Geographic magazines, calendars, posters, print ads, TV, film. We have done everything. Now, something else we do is breeding. We participate in many different zoo breeding programs, but most importantly, the Species Survival Plan, or SSP, which is the world's breeding program for the most endangered animals, our case cats. But it's not simple. You cannot take two cats, put them in an enclosure, and say, give us babies. Doesn't happen. They are choosy, just like we are. They decide who they like, who they tolerate, who they absolutely can't stand. Tiger. She is not albino. There's no such thing as a snow tiger, and she's not Siberian. Only the Bengals can be white, and that is due to a recessive gene that both parents must have. So as long as two orange tigers carry the gene, they can produce a single white cub. But the white tiger is extinct in the wild and has been since 1951. Odds that we're ever going to get to see it in the wild? Slim to none. 1 in every 10,000 births results in a white tiger cub being born. With only 26 to 2,700 Bengals remaining in the wild, odds are we won't ever see it there again. Now, something that's unique about cats is how we identify them.
I see the porcupine.
Oh my
I will
god.
bring him around a little bit here when I'm done talking about porcupine. But that is Pippin, that is Mama. Pike may or may not join us here. That's Dad in the den over there. And this is little baby Prescott, who is 3.5 weeks old. He weighs in at only a pound. Now these guys are the African crested porcupines, and that is 30,000 quills strong in that tail end. And contrary to belief, they cannot shoot their quills. That is impossible. Nothing can shoot anything from its butt except a baby with diarrhea. If you're a mom, I'm sure you can attest to that. That is an old African legend. The scene of an attack is riddled with quills because they do fall out fairly easily. So they used to theorize that those must be all the misfires. What they actually do is they have a series of hollow quills right at the tail that they'll rattle. Excuse me. Then they'll flare up really big. Can I get a flare? See a flare? It's not a good flare. Get the idea. But they'll flare up, making themselves super big. And when that doesn't work, they run backwards 15 miles an hour and slam into the face of whatever's trying to attack them. This is in fact the deadliest species of porcupine. They've been able to kill lions, kill leopards, kill badgers. That is 1 to 19-inch spears that embed deep into whatever predator's going after them. So they can defend themselves fairly well in the world.
Baby buggy bye.
I'm gonna bring little Prescott around so everybody can have a close look at him. I can't let you touch him, but you are more than welcome to take a picture, get a cute look. Hang on, would you stop being so fussy? You're so fussy.
Oh my god.
Dorbs!
I don't think they're just the cutest things ever.
It's a porcupine.
Boy. So this is little baby Bruce Dad. Now technically Bruce Dad is not a baby anymore, but we're just going to take a brief photo with her just a little further into the tour. We are going to meet another African serval, and I'll tell you more about them and hopefully do some demonstrations with them. But we also like to show off some of the ones that were born right here at the facility. Bruce Dad was born 20 months ago, and being in the medium cat family, that means she is an adult. She was actually a full grown. She would be off on her own already. Would have established a territory, maybe even had 1 to 2 litters by this time in the wild. So, are you gonna come say hi? She's a diva. She doesn't do anything anyway. But, sweetheart, you gonna come up? Like I said, with this heat, if we get them just to at least to show their face, that's going to be pretty much the majority of the cats today. But like I said, we will meet another serval. She'll always come out. There she is. Good girl. And I'll tell you more about them and what they guys aren't able to do. But yep, her and her sister were born here. Tumu and Athena, 2 of our other servals. Good girl. Now in the cat family though, you won't see it so much because you're going to meet actually her aunt, who's even smaller than her. But easy way to tell cats apart, besides the pattern from male to female, is by their size. Other than our domestic cats, males are going to be 10 to 30% larger than their female counterparts. So for servals, they can be anywhere from 20 pounds all the way up to 35, whereas males can get all the way up to 45 pounds. So there's a significant size difference between the two. Take care. All right, any questions? Still not the smallest cat. That title goes to what's called the rusty spotted cat. Weighs in at 2 pounds. Said to be the most vicious cat on the planet. The rule of thumb is, the smaller the cat, the more vicious they are. They have to be if they're going to survive. Imagine living in a world of giants, something 100 times your size. Something that saw you as a Snickers bar. How do you survive? By being tough and vicious. Never, ever underestimate a little cat. And if you've ever shoved a pill down your house cat's throat or tried to give one a bath, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, at 3.5 pounds, Trooper, are you gonna make me come in there? 3.5 pounds, Trooper is capable of taking down up to 15 pounds. Small mammals are also part of this cat's diet, but this is a cat that is well equipped for hunting. Now, are you guys familiar with the Bengal cat, domestic cat breed?
Yes.
This is where it all began. So back in the 60s, a woman was breeding the Asian leopard cat for the European zoos. One accidentally got in with her house cat, which created this amazing pattern that she did fall in love with. But more importantly, she knew that the Asian leopard cat is the only cat immune to feline leukemia. She thought if we could learn to isolate that immunity, maybe we could pass that on to our domestic cat breeds. That never worked, but the pattern did remain consistent. And in 1982, the Bengal cat was then declared a true domestic cat breed. So that 20 to 25 pound house cat has derived from this little 3.5 pound cat right there. Good boy, Troop. All right, any questions? You guys are easy. Thanks, little man. All right, so we run down circular rosettes. Look a lot like clouds. But these cats are unique for a couple of reasons. For one, this is the closest living relative to the saber-toothed tiger. And that is because in proportion to its skull, it has the largest canine teeth, 2 inches. Now that doesn't seem very big when you compare that to, say, a tiger whose canines are 4 inches, but 2 inches on a 50-pound cat is massive. Also the ability, like the saber-tooth, they can fully open and extend their jaws 180 degrees wide, so they can get the teeth around the necks of their prey. Now they're also unique for something else, and that is an adaptation in their wrist. Cats are digigrade, which means they walk on their toes. They do not have a rotational wrist. Cats can only bend forward and backwards. But the clouded leopard, the ocelot, the oncilla, and the margay all have an adaptation to give them a full rotational wrist, which means any cat can go up. Not any cat can easily get down. But those 4 cats can climb all the way up, flip over, climb down head first. With all 4s, they can walk underneath things as well, which is part of the reason why there's a roof on this enclosure, as opposed to the big guys. They don't have that adaptation. They cannot maneuver out those angled cocks. Clouder, pay attention.
No,
You gonna do your climb? Now, unfortunately, we don't know a whole lot about the clouded leopard. Everything we have learned is through captive management. We don't know Now, it was once believed to be a totally arboreal cat, spending its entire life high up in the canopies. Turns out that's not true. It spends just as much time on the ground as it does in the trees, but it is more equipped for tree life with that wrist adaptation, those short little legs, and then there's that tail, the second longest tail of any cat. But we've also learned something else. At one time, there were 4 subspecies of clouded leopard. 2 went extinct. In 1931, the Formosian clouded leopard was classified as an extinct species. We haven't had a sighting since. But recent years, cameras have been set up in some very remote areas that humans have yet to inhabit. And we're starting to get sightings of a cat, one that they do believe could be the once thought extinct Formosan.
We got some interesting music here.
Alright, here comes Casa. Now this is the cat with the most names. Cougar, Puma, Panther, Catamount, Screamer, Mexican Tiger, Nittany Lion, Mountain Lion, Painter, Florida Panther. They have over 40 different names. In different shapes and sizes, different colors. So do the cats. Cougars can be as small as 50 pounds. They can be as large as 300 pounds. Colors will vary from light grays, light browns, tawnies, reds, oranges, even very dark chocolates. It all serves a purpose. Being one of the climbing cats, they need it for balance. But it does act as a rudder system when they're hitting speeds between 30 and 37 miles an hour. Good girl. All right, any questions on our little tiny cougar here? Cougars are easy. All right, so move on down. So this is little baby Cora. Technically, Cora is no longer a baby. She's a big cat, and she just recently turned 2, so that means she is an adult. But she still has another year of growing left to do. The potential to put on another 80 to 100 pounds. A little further into the tour, you will meet an adult Jaguar, so you'll get to see how much more potential growth she has. But this is right at the age where mom says, out, I'm done with you. Go find a mate, go find a territory, and please God, hunt for your own food. Imagine being a single mom with 4 of them on your hands that you gotta feed. You want them out of the home quick. So they need to know how to survive. Now, what'll happen is she'll be hunkered down one day with her siblings. And then mom, she's just gonna disappear. Hours go by, days go by. Mom has not returned and she is not responding to her cries. And they're getting hungry. And that's when instinct sets in and they start realizing all of the skills mom has taught them they have to put to use and go off and make a kill for themselves. Start finding territories. Now females will find territories closer to their mother's original territory, whereas males, they will have to venture far, far away before they can establish a territory of their own. But she's got to be big enough and strong enough to take down some serious prey right now. These are the cats that are hunting caiman alligator, anaconda, capybara, alpaca. Getting thick tufts of fur in between the toes and the pads of their feet so they can walk on top of the snow and not sink through. Pads of a cat's feet are designed to dissipate their body weight so that when they walk silently. And when a cat walks, it's called shadow stepping. That back leg will land exactly where the front foot just lifted off from every time because it learns very quickly, especially on a hunt. I didn't make a sound, I can continue to sneak up on my prey. Oh, good girl, Aurora. Now, cats are built and designed for their primary food source. Back legs look just like rabbit legs. And that's because 84% of their diet is the snowshoe hare, so they're built for what they eat. But being a large lynx, they hunt large prey like deer. It's not unheard of for this cat to jump on the back of a 120-pound deer, hook in 2-inch long claws, ride that animal to exhaustion. They don't have the kill bite for those larger prey items, so they have to wear them down. And very acute hearing. Able to hear a mouse eating seeds 60 yards away or 7 feet below the snow. Now, scientists believe it has to do with the tufts of fur on their ears or those cheek ruffs, kind of like a satellite dish or antenna around the face to hone in on sound. And they're back. And Dexter here is the black spotted leopard. But in truth, there is absolutely no such thing whatsoever as a black cat. It does not exist. He has what is called a melanistic color. Just like the melanin in our genetics that give us different hair colors or skin tones, animals that have a high amount appear black, but as he comes forward, you'll see he's red, he's brown, he's a spotted leopard. Patterns are on their skin, it's just harder to see through that pigmentation. Now they are also called panthers. Absolutely no such thing whatsoever as a panther either. Never was. Panther is a nickname, And it comes from the scientific word Panthera, which is the genus given to the cats with the ability to roar. But it does also mean coat of one color. So black leopards, black jaguars, cougars. You can refer to them as panthers, but as an actual species, the only panther that ever existed was a pink panther. That is it. Thank you for laughing at my stupid joke. At least one of you got it. Come here, bud. Now, the leopard is the most elite athlete in the cat family. From a sitting position alone, they can clear 20 feet straight up, 40 feet straight out, and incredibly powerful. All cats can take down prey 2 to 3 times their own body weight, but the leopard can then turn and deadlift that 200 to 400 pounds just in its jaws. Get those murder mittens out. Thank you. They carry their prey high up into the trees so that they can consume their meal without risk of injury from something trying to steal what they've worked so hard to obtain. 1 out of every 10 hunts results in a kill for your big cats. So you could go several days, a week even, without eating. But by carrying your food high up into the trees, you're more likely you get to hold on to it. Questions on the blackish leopard?
Blackish. I never knew that.
Keep on going. Thanks, bud. So krill here is actually the most important species we have in the facility because of what he is. Now, there are 9 species of leopard left in the world. This is the Amur leopard, the rarest cat in the entire world. 20 to 23 individuals remain in the wild. This cat will be extinct within the next 2 years. It was sought after for its coat. It takes 6 to 7 full-grown leopards to make 1 fur coat. And that took hundreds of thousands of these cats out. Habitat loss and destruction was a major issue. At one time, they roamed all the way down into northern China. Manchuria were once even known as the Manchurian leopard, but now are solely limited to the Amur River Valley in Russia, Siberia. So they share territory with the Siberian tiger, which means they share the same prey, and that is scarce. Hi, there's T. There's T. Oh boy, how about up here? No jumps today? A little tougher? You be tougher? Not tough. Be tough. Good boy. Oh. Now, krill is registered within the SSP, and we are hoping one day to have a mate for him, so we can at least add to those captive populations. Right now, there are only 172 left in the entire world that are available within this breeding program, and it's not enough. You need at least 3.
Jonas.
Alright, so this is Sheena. She is another one of our servals, just like little Bruce Dad, who some of you guys met. But the serval is a funny looking cat, isn't it? Anything on any cat is for a purpose. Nothing is for show. It's all about how they hunt and what they eat. Hunting mice, their favorite food, begins with those big ears. Hearing so acute, they can hear the wings of a bat flap, something we physically cannot do. Now, each ear in any cat has 32 muscles, and the ears of a cat can be rotated independently forward and backwards 180 degrees around, so they can hear both in front and behind them all at the same time. That's when they hear a mouse. Legs come in handy next. Built for speed, second fastest cat, second only to the cheetah. These cats have been clocked between 40 and 45 miles an hour. But mice are quick and they burrow. They'll take that long leg, get the mouse. Cheetah, get the mouse. Reach all the way down into a mouse hole. With that meat hook claw, bring out a nice little meal. Now, all cats can swim. Not all cats care for water. This cat tolerates it, hunting in the shallows. And if I can make it into the pond, there we go. Sheena will demonstrate reaching in with that claw. Good girl. Bringing out a nice little meal. Now, one other hunting tactic is used, and that's called a high arc pounce, with the ability to leap upwards of 12 feet in the air, higher than a basketball hoop. They leap up, arcing the body, coming down on all fours onto large prey, stunning it so that they can consume without risk of injury. Now, the serval's not an endangered cat, but numbers are threatened, and that's because of their fur. Now, it's not being worn as a fur coat, but it's being marketed as cheetah fur. But what people don't realize is cheetahs don't have stripes. They have only what's called banding on their tails. This cat doesn't just have that banding, it has spots and stripes. Many of our small and medium cats do. And there's a market that's called the trinket trade, where tourists think that they're buying products, little novelty items made from cheetah fur, but they're actually getting serval. Other areas, poison is a concern. Because around farmers' crops where you find mice, you will find the serval. But Africa still uses DDT. So the mouse eats the poison, cat eats the poison mouse, and in turn becomes sick itself. Numbers are currently stable, but if it doesn't get under control, this cat could soon find its home on the endangered species list. Any questions? But it can become a crippling condition for cats. Nice is not the direction you will head. Now, she did not get the proper nutrition. Severely overweight. She is an Ocelot, and they max out at 20 to 25 pounds. She came to us at roughly 44 pounds. She was a beach ball. Kept mostly confined, so much so that arthritis set in and her spine was bent in half and she could barely walk. Now, it is also told she was housed with fighting dogs at one point. She is missing 4 inches of a tail, and she does have a lot of scarring on her. Now, in a moment when I bring her up, you will see we've got her down to the appropriate 19 points by abuse. Now, she also has another neurological condition where, unfortunately, sometimes the communication to her back end doesn't always make it from the brain. It hits a wall, and you'll see her fall over, or she may wobble a little bit, but she is under veterinary care. She is thriving. She is not in any pain. I can promise you that. And despite everything that she has been through, good girl, you would think she'd be either fearful or aggressive towards people. She is one of the sweetest cats we have here. Gets so excited when she sees who's coming to take care of her every day. So she's absolutely thriving now. Good girl. Now, ocelots are found in South and Central America. But as early as the 1980s, you could find them roaming all through the United States. But the 60s started the decline of their population, starting with the fur trade. Everybody wanted an ocelot for 23 Amur Leopards or 2,600 tigers. You're not allowed to climb anymore. But 53,000 to an ocelot means nothing. We might as well not have any at all, for 2 reasons. For one, this cat has the highest mortality rate of any cat and the slowest reproductive rate of any cat. Now, all cats can have anywhere between 1 to 6 cubs or kittens, averaging 2 to 4 every year or 2. Come on.
Not be stuck in the same car as all 3 of you.
Well, the good thing is when it interacts with the oils in her skin, you will smell like Fritos. You will never eat corn chips again, but yes, that's what it does smell like. Trust me, ask any zookeeper who works with cats, we don't eat corn chips anymore. Come here. Okay, join me. All right, so this is Baku laying over there.
Jonas, look.
Tank. 2 of our young African lions. And I say young because they still have another year to grow. And that mane still has 2 to 3 more years left to develop to its full potential. So right now they're just kids. Good boy. Stand. Thank you. Now, Ryan. They are the easiest cat you can look at and know the difference between a male and a female. Males have that mane, females don't. They are also the only social cats. They live in what are called prides. 2 to 3 males with the dominant male, 2, 3, 15 or more females. And all of the females in the prides are related. Their mothers, daughters, sisters, nieces, aunts, cousins. All of the cubs come from the dominant male. Now his life is dictated to him through that mane. That mane causes him to sleep 20 to 22 hours a day. It is hot under all of that fur. Sleeping helps to regulate a cat's body temperature. It helps keep them cool. Now the mane is a status symbol. Studies have shown darker manes, fuller manes, more females are attracted to it. Darker manes mean more testosterone, more likely to produce stronger, healthier offspring. Now I can't hunt because of that mane. And it's not about camouflage. It's all about smell. Male lions do not groom at all. They have heavy oils in their fur, and they use those oils to mark territory. Give me those teeth. Rubbing up against things, leaving it behind. It's how they communicate. It says to other lions, this is my pride, my territory, back off. I will defend it. That is his only job. He is the defender, the protector of the pride, constantly being challenged by younger, stronger males who want to take it away from him. So he's got females to do all of the work. Shocker. Ladies, sorry, gentlemen. They do all of the hunting. They breed, birth, and cycle all around the same time. So while half hunt, the other half can raise the young. This way, being related, a mother doesn't have to worry. Should she get injured on a hunt, her family will still care for the young for her. But when all is said and done, big guy, he does get to eat first. He is the protector of the pride, after all. He needs strength to fight. Females will eat second. Being hunters, they need the strength to provide that food. Cubs, they're lucky if they get to eat at all. 1 out of every 8 cubs is surviving into adulthood. And the reason is, as you grow up into a pride, young males especially, 3-4 years of age, that mane is now really developing. Testosterone is... If you have 2 orange tigers that carry the gene, you now have a 1 in 10,000 shot. All right, so this is little baby Tar. Now Tar, he is an adult. He just recently celebrated his 2nd birthday, but he's still got another 1.5 years of growing left to do as well. Now he is a Bengal tiger, one of 5 species of tiger that can still be found in the wild. There is, however, a 6th that can only be found in captivity. That is your South China tiger. Less than 60 of those cats remain. You have Malayans, Sumatrans, Indochinas. Those 3 can be found in the wild. Combined, numbers are around 750 left. However, the Indochina has now been classified as functionally extinct, which means there is not enough of them to maintain their populations. In the next 5 to 7 years, they are facing extinction. Tar, I might need a small favor from this group right here. If you could just go to the bench behind you. Thank you. You're fine. Now you have your Siberian tigers, which are your biggest cats in the world. 700 plus pounds. Between 200 to 400 remain. Bengals, like Tar here, are doing fairly well. Between 26 to 2,700 are left, which in comparison sounds great. Tiger. In fact, you met his mother, Spice, out front. So why do I have an orange tiger in front of me? Let's digress real quick back. How to get a white. Bengal tigers are the only tigers that can carry what is called the heterozygous gene, and that is a recessive gene. So 2 whites will only produce white offspring. If you have 2 orange tigers that carry the gene, oh boy! All right, any questions on little baby Tar here? All right, so this is Mally, and for those of you who met Cora, our little baby Jaguar, this is the adult variation. So Cora, just so you know, weighs in at about 80 pounds. Mally here is about 160. So to give you an idea of how much growing Cora still has left in her. But just like Dexter, our black leopard, Mally's not black. She is a spotted jag. Patterns, remember, are on the skin. When she comes up into the sunlight, you'll see she's actually a gorgeous mahogany color. Now the Jaguar. Pound for pound is the world's strongest cat, 3rd strongest predator. When you measure the strength of a predator, it has absolutely nothing to do with size. It is all about the bite. How much pressure can they exude when biting onto their prey? Absolutely nothing is off limits to a Jaguar. These cats can crush turtle shells, get at the meat. They're the only ones that can. They're one of the few cats that do enjoy water for both leisure and for hunting. 8-foot caiman alligator, 20-foot anaconda, they go after it. A 1,200-pound prey item, 1 Jaguar can easily take down. That would require the strength of 6 to 7 female lions to do so. You wanna go fishing? No, maybe not. Their bite force is 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Only 2 predators in the world are stronger than that. Nile crocodile and alligator snapping turtle. Hyenas coming up 4 on the bite force scale. Now to give you an idea of why size doesn't matter. You guys like great white sharks? It's too bad if you do. They come in at 22. Anybody have a Chihuahua? Somebody's always got nobody. Oh, I'm so proud of you guys. Because that 6-pound little dog comes in at 18 on the bite force scale. Pound for pound, bite per square inch is how you formulate predator strength. When you want to talk brute force, that's when you factor size to the equation. Compare. Now this is a South and Central American cat, but as early as the 1800s, they did roam all through the United States. Right here where their kill tactic is unlike any other cat. Now every cat is a stalk and ambush hunter. They'll apply the kill at the throat or at the spine. Jaguar doesn't waste his time with that. Within 1 pounce on top of its prey, it comes down and crushes the head. It has been known to crush the skull of a full-grown mule in 1 powerful bite. In Mayan, Jaguar means the cat that kills with 1 leap. Mally's got a 30-pound rock she carries around for fun. She's also got the 16-pound bowling ball because she crushed the 14-pounder. Who wants one as a pet?
It's hot. Do it. Jump in.
Mally.
I'll do it once we're not rushing.
When we first put that pond in, she was a fish. You couldn't get her out of it. Last 2 years, she hasn't been wanting to fish or swim. It's like 100 degrees out. I just right? All right, any questions?
I'm gonna Mally get in the
Over to our
water.
next one.
He's in there.
And do it.
Yeah, there she is.
That's cheating. Get your whole body in there.
Kitty cat.
Trying to find it.
It's always funny seeing big cats and just how similar they act to.
Got it.
Oh, she got it.
Hi, Coop. Meow. Oh my God. Nothing works for me today. You get one last freebie. One last freebie. He should come up here in a second. So Cougar here is the African caracal. Despite being called African, they're not just found in Africa. You'll find them all through the deserts of the Middle East, Western India. They've been nicknamed the African lynx or the desert lynx cat. Now, caracals are known for their leaping abilities and their reaction time. These cats can leap 10 to 15 feet in the air, and they like to dive through piles of ground birds, flushing them out. As the bird flies up and away, the cat will leap up and take down as many as it can with its fast paws, usually 4 or 5 at a time. And at one time, Indian and Persian royalty did try to domesticate this cat, holding competitions. If you had a caracal, you could enter. If it took down the most birds for that day, you were deemed royalty. Knighthood in one case. Record caracal leaped 13 feet 7 inches in the air and took down 11 birds in one leap. Now they get the name caracal from the Turkish word karakulak, which means black ear. Cooper, best way to describe this cat since there is no descriptive pattern to them. And that is what has kept them safe. Safe at least from the fur trade. Nobody wants to wear a drab patternless coat. But they are hunted and persecuted in many areas. Because this cat will take out livestock. The penned up goat, penned up sheep, it's McDonald's. Fast, easy food for these cats. But to a rancher, that is their livelihood. When you take that from them, they cannot support their families, so they are being killed. But the caracal is not a threat to us. There has never been a documented case of one ever going after a human. And he's done. Any questions? You guys are like the easiest group. Guess what he eats? Moose. Somebody's paying attention. Thank you. I know it's a long tour. It's hot out, but yes, fish. 74% of their diet is fish. So they're designed to hunt in the water. So think about this. When we dive into a pool, we do this with our arms, right? Creates less of a splash, less of an impact. Now look at his face. Flat forehead, long pointed muzzle for precisely that. Diving and breaking the surface of the water. Now they have webbed feet, which not only make them the best swimmers in the cat family, that'll help them grasp onto those slippery little prey items. And all cats have that ability to retract their claws, with one exception, that is the cheetah. Now the fishing cat has retractable claws, but for hunting they leave the nails out. And what they do is they take the tip of the nail and tickle the surface of the water. This looks like Bugs Landing, attracting fish closer up to the surface for a much easier grab. But they can fully submerge and swim under the water. So that fur is a wetsuit. Cats have both an outer coat and an undercoat. And if you have a house cat, you know that underbelly is soft.
Hey.
You not having it today?
No, it's been camouflaged.
Purpose. Over time, forming a partnership between man and cat. But true domestication didn't happen until the 1600s, which is really not that long ago if you think about it. So now we have feral cats. Feral and wild are two completely different things. Feral is a product from domestication. By not spaying and neutering cats, feral cats exist. And feral cats can be found anywhere people are found. They have a desire to be around humans because they understand that we are a source for food. Wild cats see humans as predators. You're not going to find them if you go out looking for them. But it is the feral cat that has caused the endangered to almost extinct at the facility a little over 7 years ago. And they mean everything to us because they were the first tigers we were ever to successfully breed. Now we knew her parents, Scooby and Chloe, were going to be a breeding pair. They were the perfect genetic match for each other. But we had to start introductions immediately. because when Scooby came to us, he was only 2 months old and 20 pounds. His mate, Chloe, was already 6 years old. So he grew up next to his mate, and they always got along. So we decided one day when Scooby turned 2 years old and 500 pounds, he was big enough. He could hold his own with Chloe at a mere 350 pounds. We put them together for some playtime, thinking nothing of it. Males are not fertile until between the ages of 3 and 4. And in the wild, tigers will stay together for 7 to 10 days. During that time, hey baby, they will breed 300 times a day. Let that sink in for a second. Yeah, Scooby and Chloe were together for a total of 4 hours and bred one time. So yes, everything they teach us in health class is absolutely true. It only takes once. 3 months later, to our surprise, we very much wanted, but very, very unexpected birth of Banshee and her brother Beowulf. Now, Banshee has taken on the stature of her mother at 360 pounds. Beowulf, her brother, who's Turbo, a cat that I guarantee all of you are familiar with, the Bobcat. Now, this is where it gets confusing. The Bobcat is a lynx, but the lynx is not a bobcat. The bobcat is the 4th species of lynx, so that makes them cousins to each other. Being that they're cousins, they share a lot of similarities, similarly structurally mostly. Ear tufts is similar, cheek ruffs are similar, short tails, rabbit-like back legs. Now, the spotting pattern on the bobcat is that of like all of his European cousins, like Stoli and Aurora, who we met. Whereas the Canadian lynx, which does share territory with the bobcat, does not have a pattern. It's a solid gray with a white underbelly. But size-wise, they can be compatible.
All right, so that's our time here at the Big Cat World. What is it?
No,
Great
this was
big
it.
world.
There's
Great
the
world.
Big Cat Animal World.
There's the white tiger here. Super hot today. That was our guided tour. It was great. We learned a lot about the cats over here. We're gonna head back now and get something to eat at the camp. See the otters?
Yeah.
You see the otters, Jesse?
Hey, also some peacocks.
Oh yeah, these are white peacocks.
How did it begin?
Oh.
Don't pass there.
How did the peacocks pass?
That was our time here at the Great Cats World Park here in Cave Junction, Oregon.
Also the animals.
Yeah, there's a lot of cats, and it was super hot today. So it seemed like the guided tour took a little longer than expected, but I would recommend coming here if you like big cats for sure. All right, we're back at our campsite, and it's 100 and something degrees. And our ice almost ran out in our boxes because we were out in the big cat world for so long.
No, that's not the video. Go play, please.
So right now we're trying to figure out what's for lunch. We're gonna clean up some stuff and get lunch ready.
Kind of look at us like we're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so for lunch on day 3, we're gonna make, it's hot, but we're still gonna make some shin ramyun. It's gonna be nice and spicy for us, and then leftover of the kimchi fried rice. And then the kids are gonna have japaghetti, which is basically jjajangmyeon, but like a ramyun style. And that'll be our lunch, and then hopefully Jesse can take a nap. I'm not sure how in this hot weather, but we're gonna see. By the way, if you've ever camped with like a little one, like 2 or 3 years old, and it was super hot weather, how did you put them to sleep if you're in a tent? Do you take them in for a nap, or just let them stay up? Why don't you comment below and maybe let us know. So the boys are eating some of the leftover kimchi fried rice and some japaghetti, which is jjajangmyeon, which is black bean paste noodles, black sauce noodles. And so the boys are eating that because that's what they can eat the best. And Livia and I, we're gonna have some shin ramyun. spicy hot food on a 100-degree day. And that's our lunch for today, the third day. We're gonna try to get Jessie to sleep, but it's so hot in the tent. I don't know if that's gonna be possible.
Okay.
Alright, so we're basically having shinramyeon on a hot day. It's 100 degrees and we're having a spicy noodle. That's our lunch today. I'm not sure what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. Might go to the river again, but who knows?
We should. It helps cool down.
Yeah, I'll probably go back to the river. Clean up again and get ready for dinner already. And then we can go feed the alpacas again. And then see what else there is to do here. Alright, dinner for tonight is vegetables, potatoes and sausage, chicken sausage, and the kids got a little bit of mac and cheese. Is it good, guys? This is our day 3 dinner.
And I love chicken sausage. I love
And you guys had a good time feeding the alpacas the apples with mommy?
And we saw the alpacas.
Who washed the apples?
Us.
Good.
And mommy.
So Jonas wanted to bring a little bucket, a little beach bucket, so he could wash with some water in it to wash the apples that fell to feed the alpacas. He's so nice.
A big alpaca.
Alpaca, not alpaca. Wait, not alcapa. What? Did you say it right?
Alpaca. Alpaca.
Look guys, I'm almost done. I'm gonna eat mac and cheese.
Don't eat all of it.
Well, you gotta eat your food.
Let's eat